afternoon, baseball fans. This is Bob Neal in Yankee Stadium, New York, where we're set to bring you the sixth game of the World Series between the Milwaukee Braves and the New York Yankees. The breeze today is blowing out towards right field. It will be an advantage to the left-hand batters. And that short right field wall is the hopes, of course, of the New York Yankees, who hope to win, and the hopes of the Milwaukee Braves, who hope to take it all here this afternoon. Here are the lineups now for the visiting Milwaukee Braves. Leading off and playing second base is Felix Mantilla. Felix is looking for his first hit in the series. He came on in relief of Red Schoendienst when Red came up with a pulled leg muscle. Mantilla, with good speed, will give the Milwaukee Braves perhaps a little more speed on the right side of the infield. Johnny Logan will be at shortstop, and Johnny has been one of the heroes, of course, for Milwaukee. He's had 4 hits and 18 at-bats. Eddie Matthews, and you needn't recount the deeds that Mr. Matthews has had going into Milwaukee, and after some time, Eddie looked like he might turn out to be one of those fellows who goes through a series and never gets a base hit. His bat has not spoken too often, but it has talked eloquently. He has 3 hits, and he has, of course, come through with the big hits, especially his home run that wrapped it up. Hank Aaron will bat fourth, and he'll play in center field. And Aaron has been the top man for the Braves in batting average, .421, with 8 hits and 19 times at bat. And as Casey Stengel said, we had hoped to stop Aaron. The results show we haven't. Number 5 in the batting order for Milwaukee will be Wes Covington, who has made 2 of the great catches in the World Series. He'll be out in left field. Frank Torrey, the young left-hand batter, will be at first base. Mr. Torrey has had 1 hit and 5 times at bat, a home run. Bob Hazel will be in right field. Hazel is looking for his first hit. He's been up there 6 times. He's a left-hand batter, and during the month that he was in that lineup for the Braves, consistently during the regular season, he was the big man, batted close to 500. Del Rice, who always catches Bob Buell, will bat 8 in the Milwaukee lineup. Interesting sidelight on Rice. Rice was the catcher for Harry the Cat Brackeen when the St. Louis Cardinals played in the series back in, I believe it was 1946. Here's the Yankee batting order. Hank Bauer will lead off and play right field. Tony Kubek, in the absence of Mickey Mantle, whose shoulder appears to be worse, will bat second and play center field. Enos Slaughter, the veteran of many campaigns, will bat third for the Yankees and be in left field. Yogi Berra, who complains about batting fourth but not having anybody on base when he comes up, will be up there to see what he can do. Berra has not had an RBI in the series. He will bat fourth. He'll do the catching. Gil McDougall will bat fifth and play shortstop for the Yankees. Jerry Lumpy, rookie, will be at third base. Harry Simpson, left-hand batter, will be at first base batting seventh. Jerry Coleman will bat eighth and play second base. And Bob Turley is going to the mound for the Yankees. Turley all set to go. And the first batter for the Braves, Felix Mantilla, ready to step in. Umpire Jock O'Connor of the National League set to go. And ready to take you over the first 4.5 innings of this, the 6th game of the World Series, my friend from Milwaukee, Earl Gillespie.
Thank you very much, Bob Neal, and good afternoon, everybody. Boy, we have a perfect day as Bob Turley gets the sign from Yogi Berra. Felix Mantilla leads off, a right-handed batter who so far in the series is hitless in 3 times at bat. The outfield is shading Felix around towards left. Here is the first pitch of the afternoon. High inside, this game is underway. Ball 1 and no strikes. In the Milwaukee first inning, Felix Mantilla, Johnny Logan, and Eddie Matthews will be the first 3 men to face Bob Turley. Big, fast-bowling right-hander who stands 6 feet 2, packs 217 pounds. He's 27 years old. Here is the delivery. The pitch swung on this. And it's even up at ball 1 and strike 1. Bob Turley, without that wind-up, working on Felix Mantilla, who's playing in place of the injured Red Schoendienst. As both of these great ball clubs this afternoon are minus a couple of big stars. There's a swing and a high foul that'll be out of play on the first base side, and it's 1 and 2. As a matter of fact, Casey Stengel has had the worst of it so far with 2 great batting stars out of the Classic right now, Mickey Mantle and Bill Skowron, who was injured in the very first ball game, re-injuring an old back hurt, and he has been out ever since. Felix Mantilla Right-handed batter standing deep, a slightly closed stance. Bob Turley delivers, and there's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Tony Kubek is coming into the run now. He's throwing up, makes the catch, and that's one out. Looked like Kubek was fooled on that fly ball for a second. He started back a couple of steps, then angled in and came charging hard, slowing up the last 4 or 5 steps to make the catch. That's one out. It brings up shortstop Johnny Logan. The Yankee outfield has Slaughter in left, Kubek in center field, and Bauer in right field. Jerry Lumpy at third base, Gil McDougall at short, Jerry Coleman at second base, and Harry Simpson at first base. Turley on the mound, Mara behind the plate. The pitch is a fast strike on the outside corner, belt high. Blazing fastball, fired in there by Bob Turley. Logan so far has been up 18 times in the series with 4 base hits. Batting at .222, he has 1 double, 1 home run, and 2 RBIs. Here's a fastball high, and it's even up at ball 1 and strike 1. Today's pitchers are the same two who faced each other last Saturday afternoon at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Neither was around very long, Bob Turley nor Bob Buell. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a foul tip, and it's 1-2. Buell was charged with a loss in that 12-3 game on Saturday, while Don Larson picked up the victory in place of Bob Turley. Ball 1 and strike 2 the count on Braves shortstop Johnny Logan. Manager Fred Haney has Connie Ryan coaching at third base with Johnny Riddle down at first base. 1 man is out, nobody on, top of the first inning and no score. Turley fires away and it's outside, ball 2. The wind today will help a strong left-handed batter. It's blowing out towards the right field seats. Spacious Yankee Stadium. Short down the lines, but boy, it really moves out. 461 in straightaway center field. 457 to left center, and 407 to right center. Ball 2, strike 2 count on Logan. Turley's pitch is ball 3. It's low outside, and it's a full count of 3-2. Umpire Jocko Conlon is calling the balls and strikes. Conlon of the National League. Bill McKinley of the American League at first base. Augie Donatelli of the National League at second base, and Joe Paparella of the American League is at third base, with Sikori of the National League down the left field line and Nestor Shylock down the right field line. Here's a swing and a miss, and Logan strikes out. Johnny Logan going around on a fastball, and that's strikeout number 1 for Bob Turley, who during the 1957 American League campaign registered 152 strikeouts in 176 innings. Two-way, and the batter, third baseman Eddie Matthews. Matthews, whose booming bat brought the Braves back from the brink of defeat last Sunday with a dramatic 2-run home run in the last half of the 10th inning, giving the Braves a 7-5 victory. Left-handed batter takes strike 1 on the inside corner, belt high. Matthews has 3 hits in 15 at-bats. He is hitting .200, 1 double, 1 home run, 2 runs batted in. However, he has walked 7 times so far in the first 5 games of the series. 0-1 pitch is strike 2 call inside corner, knee high. Matthews glares back at umpire Jocko Conlon. The outfield playing deep and towards right field. The shortstop Gil McDougall over towards the bag at second base, opening up quite a hole between he and the third baseman. There's a fastball. It's outside, 1-2. Jerry Lumpy is about 10 feet off the line at third base. The second baseman, Jerry Coleman, is playing deep, and so is first baseman Harry Simpson. 1-2 the count on Matthews. Henry Aaron is on deck, 2 outs. The pitch is swung on and fouled. He tried to hold up. It's back into the crowd, and it's 1-2. A sharp-breaking curveball, one of the few thrown so far by Turley in this first inning, was aimed at that outside corner. Matthews checking up on the swing, got a piece of that ball and fouled it off. So Eddie is still up there with a count of ball 1 and strike 2. Bob Turley takes a deep breath. Here is the pitch, and it's just inside a ball. It's 2-2. Opposing hitters must be ready with fellows like Bob Turley and Don Larson on the mound, because they do not go into that orthodox windup employed by 99% of the pitchers. Ball 2, strike 2. The pitch to Eddie Matthews, and it's swung on and fouled up into the upper deck, directly behind the plate, and the count remains at 2-2. Connie Ryan talks it up in that third base coaching box. strike two count. Yankee outfield playing to the right and playing deep for Matthews. Turley's 2-2 pitch, and it's too low, and that's ball three. So Matthews has worked it to a full count. Ball three and strike two. Clear blue skies after a couple of days of rain here in the New York area. The weatherman certainly has been kind to both Milwaukee and New York, with excellent weather prevailing throughout the first 5 games of the series. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled. Out of play, and it's still 3-2. Eddie Matthews moving his feet around the batter's box. He has a habit of moving up on the front of the batter's box after he swings and fouls off a pitch, and seems to be patting down that dirt with his spike shoes. Loosens up those big shoulders. Watching Bob Turley, and speaking of shoulders, boy, he really has a pair. Fastballing right-hander, 3-2 pitch. A swing on a ground ball that is fouled down the first base line, and it's picked up by the first base coach, Johnny Riddle. All three, strike two. Some of the fans out here at Yankee Stadium are still moving into the ballpark, and we're going to have a crowd between 65 and 70,000 again this afternoon. For the first 5 games of the series, we have seen 272,097 on hand. Ball three, strike two on Matthews. 2 outs, nobody on base. Top half of the first inning. Turley is ready, delivers a swing and a roller down the first base line. Over fast as Turley throws the first base. He is out, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. And at the end of the top half of the first inning, there's no score. Milwaukee nothing, and the Yankees nothing. We'll be back. In the last half of the first inning for the New York Yankees. Hank Bauer, Tony Kubek, and Enos Country Slaughter will face the right-hander Bob Buell. Bob, who in 1957, a Dodger tormentor in the National League, won 18 ball games and lost 7, had an earned run average of 2.74. He's 6'2", 180-pound right-hander. And the first pitch to Hank Bauer is too low. That's the ball. Bauer is on the threshold today of a World Series record. He has hit safely in 12 consecutive games. Takes a strike, and it's even up at ball 1 and strike 1. He has tied the record, and a base hit today will break it. Bauer has 6 hits and 23 times at bat. He swings, misses on a breaking pitch, and it's 1 and 2. Bauer hitting at 273 in the series, has 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run, and he has driven in 5 Yankee runs. Strong right-handed batter. The outfield playing him around towards left. Bob Buell delivers. The curve is swung on this. He struck him out as Bauer reached out for a bad pitch. A good pitch as far as Buell was concerned. Ball breaking wide of the plate. So there is strikeout number 1 for Bob Buell. And it brings up the center fielder, Tony Kubek. One of the hitting stars of this 57 Classic. The young rookie from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, batting at .350, has 7 hits in 20 times at bat. A strike. And he is in the hole now. Strike 1 count. Kubek has 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, and he swings and fouls them back into the screen. It's strike 2. The hospital list of these 2 teams has grown quite a bit in the last few days. Johnny Cooks is hospitalized with a case of the flu here in New York. Here's the 0-2 pitch. A swing on this. He struck him out. Tony Kubek goes down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in a row for Bob Buell. And it brings up the left fielder, Enos Country Slaughter. Slaughter's been up only 6 times, but he has himself 3 base hits, which of course figures out to a .500 batting average. 1 double, no RBIs. 2 outs, nobody on base. Left-handed batter takes outside the ball. Ball 1 and no strikes. Wind blowing out towards right field. Bob Buell, a fast worker, comes down with a pitch and a swing a foul behind the plate. It's even up at 1 and 1. Manager Fred Haney today has Covington in left, Aaron in center field, and Bob Hazel in right field. Buell's into the delivery, but Slaughter had called the time, but the pitch is called a ball outside. He had stepped out of the batter's box as Buell was into his delivery, so the pitch counts. No, it does. Thursday night, Jocko Conlon looked down and held up his two fingers on his left hand, indicating that pitch was a ball, and now he is again signaling ball 2 and strike 1. So the pitch did count and missed the corner. It's 2-1 on Slaughter, who takes the ball. It's 3-1 now on Enos. The catcher, Yogi Berra, is on deck. Ball 3 and a strike 1 count. Who hails from Saginaw, Michigan, the right-hander, delivers and a swing and a miss by Enos Slaughter, and it's 3-2. Ball 3 and a strike 2 count. 41-year-old outfielder who keeps himself in excellent condition. Country Slaughter playing left field today for Casey Stengel. Ball 3, strike 2. Buell ready. Here is the pitch, and it's ball 4. He walks Slaughter. That puts a Yankee on first base with 2 outs, and it brings up catcher Yogi Berra. A lot of the heavy hitting responsibility has shifted over to the shoulders of this powerful left-handed batter with the absence of Mickey Mantle. Always a dangerous hitter, he has performed brilliantly in the past World Series. And incidentally, he's playing in his 53rd game today. Here is a ball outside to Yogi. His 53rd World Series ball game. Yogi Berra. 2 outs, a teammate at first base. The outfield is playing Berra around towards left field. The infield straight away. The pitch on the way, and it's outside, ball 2. Rice yelled out to Buell, and Bob nodded he was okay. Ball 2, no strikes. Buell up into the stretch, arms down, belt high, delivers, and a foul is off to the left of the plate. It's ball 2 and strike 1. Yogi did not take a full cut, holding up on a fastball that looked like it was on that outside corner, and it's ball 2 and strike 1 now on Berra with the shortstop, Gil McDougald, on deck. Slaughter on first base and 2 outs. No score, first inning. A swing and a high bouncing foul down the first base line, and the count moves up to ball 2 and strike 2. Berra out in front of the pitch. Ball 2, strike 2. Buell fires. Here's a swing, a line drive, and a right field base hit. Slaughter rounding second base is going to hold up as Bob Hazel relays the ball to the shortstop, Johnny Logan. Yogi Berra singles to right field. Hard shot. And there is the first base hit of the afternoon. Berra was batting at .278 with 5 for 18. Now here is shortstop Gil McDougald, who has had 4 base hits in 17 at-bats. He's hitting at .235. Has not had an extra base hit in the series. 2 runs batted in. He is a tough man in the clutch. Gil McDougald, and he's up there with a runner in scoring position on second base. They're on first base, and the fastball is high. It's ball 1. Ball 1 and no strikes. Slaughter on second base. They're on first base. 2 outs, and a pitch gets away from the catcher. Yankee runners going to second and third base. Slaughter rounds the bag at third, and he holds up. A wild pitch is charged to Bob Buell. Outside breaking pitch has gone away from Del Rice. And New York has Enos Slaughter on third base, Yogi Berra on second base, and the count is ball 2 and no strikes on Gil McDougald with the rookie third baseman Jerry Lumpy in the on-deck circle. The Yankees with their backs to the wall here in game number 6. Hope to get started early in the ball game. Johnson loosening up for manager Fred Haney in the Braves bullpen in deep left center field. Ball 2, no strikes. And a swing on this, and it's strike 1 on McDougald as he cut around hard. Ball 2 and a strike 1 count. Yankee shortstop, who has performed brilliantly so far in the series, especially with that glove out there at the shortstop position. Right-handed batter, Bob Buell, the right-hander. The 2-1 pitch, and this one is low. It's ball 3. Ball 3, strike 1. Now Bob has slowed his pace, taking his time. He's behind on the hitter. The 3-1 pitch, McDougald swings and foul tips the ball, and it's 3-2. Ball rolls goes back to the screen. Full count. 3-2. Bob Buell in a tough spot here in the last half of the first inning. No score, but the Yankees have runners on second and third base. 2 men are out. And a full count on Gil McDougall. Ball 3 and strike 2. Gil levels the bat across the plate, watching Bob Buell as Bob gets his sign from Rice. The wind-up, 3-2 pitch. A swing on a miss. He struck it out to retire the side. In the last half of the first inning, 3 strikeouts for Buell. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 2 men left on base. At the end of the first inning, the score is Milwaukee nothing, the Yankees nothing. In the second, for Milwaukee, Henry Aaron. Wes Covington and Frank Torrey will be the first 3 men to face the right-hander Bob Turley. Aaron is batting at .421. He's had a great series. 8 hits and 19 times at bat. 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 5 runs batted in. Henry has hit safely in all 5 of the World Series games. He's a right-handed batter. Tremendous wrist power. And the first pitch is right down the alley for a called strike 1. Aaron, who hails from Mobile, Alabama, now makes his winter home right in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This will be his first winter in Milwaukee. Outfield playing around to the right. The pitch on the way, and it's outside a ball, so it's even up at 1-1. Aaron, Covington, and Torrey. 2 to hit here in the second, no score. Tony Kubek, the center fielder, is shading Aaron a little bit towards right center field. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, missed. Strike 2, and it's 1-2 on Henry. Henry Aaron, the Major League's leading home run hitter and RBI man in 1957. Ball 1 and strike 2. Bob Turley delivers, and the pitch is high inside. A curveball evens it up at ball 2, strike 2. Ball 2 and a strike 2 count on Aaron. Number 4 hitter in the Braves batting order. Turley has his sign from Yogi Berra. The 2-2 pitch, and it's just outside a ball. Ball 3 and strike 2. The Yankee infield is just about straight away, although Coleman has now moved a couple of steps to his right over towards the bag at second base, and he is playing on the edge of the outfield grass. Ball 3, strike 2. Turley kicks up his leg and delivers a swing and a miss. He struck it out. So there is strikeout number 2 for the Yankee right-hander. Aaron going after a 3-2 pitch. Brings up the left fielder, Wes Covington, who has been the really great defensive star in this series. Here at Yankee Stadium, he made a great running catch of a long drive off the bat of Bobby Shantz with 2 men on base to retire the side. And Monday against the Yankees, he leaped high against the wall in Milwaukee and pulled down almost a sure-shot home run by Gil McDougall. Covington swings and misses strike 1. He's a left-handed batter who has had 4 hits in 17 times at bat. Hitting at .235. He has had 1 double and 1 run batted in. Very deep in the batter's box. Bending over at the waist. Pitch swung on, a high fly ball in the left center field. Tony Kubek is getting under this one. He is there, and he makes the catch for the second out. Wes Covington flies out to Tony Kubek in left center field. Brings up the first baseman, Frank Torrey. Torrey, who's in his second year of the Braves, must be experiencing quite a thrill starting a ball game at Yankee Stadium, because he is a boy who was born in Brooklyn, New York, and still lives over in Brooklyn. Joe Adcock started the first 2 games of the series here at Yankee Stadium last week at first base. Here is a curve strike to Torrey, a left-handed batter. He has had 1 hit and 5 times at bat. That was a home run at County Stadium in Milwaukee. Batting at .200. 1 run batted in, and the pitch is inside. Gets away from Yogi Berra. It's a ball. Even up. Ball 1 and strike 1 on Frank Torrey with 2 outs, nobody on base in the second. And there is no score. Ball 1, strike 1 count. On deck is the right fielder, Bob Hazel. Looking down, comes down with the next pitch. The curve is outside. It's ball 2. 2-1. Hank Bauer deep in right field. And playing over to his right, over towards right center, while the outfield has shifted around towards the left. Playing Torrey to hit late. 2-1 pitch. It's high, and that's ball 3. Ball 3 and strike 1. In last Saturday's game, the third game of the series, worked 1 2/3 innings, giving up 1 run on 3 hits. He walked 4, and he struck out 2. Don Larson took over. In the second, went on to win the ball game. Here's a swing and a line drive to right field for a base hit. Frank Torrey singles to right for hit number 1 off Bob Turley, and it brings up the right fielder Bob Hazel. So the base hits are even up at 1 apiece. Hazel, in that hitting department, after joining the Braves from their AAA farm club at Wichita, Kansas, has failed to come up with a base hit in the series. He's 0 for 6. He has been alternating in right field with the veteran outfielder Andy Papko. But with a right-hander out there, Bob Turley, Hazel gets the nod from manager Fred Haney. 2 outs, a runner on first base, and he takes 2 low a ball. Ball 1 and no strikes. Yogi Berra will not have too much to be concerned about in this situation with Torrey on first base. Frank is not a fast runner. He is one of the slowest runners on the ball club, and very seldom breaks for second base. Here's a swing and a high foul behind the plate. Yogi Berra has a shot at this one. He is getting under the ball, makes the catch, and that retires the side as Hazel fouls out. No runs and 1 hit, no errors. 1 man was left on base. The score at the end of 1.5 innings, Milwaukee nothing, and the Yankees nothing. The Yankee half of the second. Jerry Lumpy, Harry Simpson, and Jerry Coleman will be the first 3 men that face Bob Buell. In the last half of the first inning, Buell firing away, struck out Bauer and Kubek. Then he walked Slaughter. Berra single to right field. Moving Slaughter to second base. On a wild pitch, runners went to second and third. Then he struck out Gil McDougall to retire the side. Now he goes to work on Jerry Lumpy, and the pitch to Jerry, a left-handed batter, swung on and fouled on the third base side, landing up in the upper deck. Strike 1. Milwaukee's outfield is playing Lumpy around towards left. Jerry is batting at .300 with 3 hits and 10 times at bat and 2 runs batted in. Straightaway stance. Cocks that bat off the left shoulder. Now he steps out of the batter's box as Buell, who was almost into his delivery, steps suddenly back off the rubber. Strike 1 count. Nobody on base. Nobody out. The pitch on the way, and here's a ball that's low. It's even up at 1-1. Ball 1 and strike 1. Each team has hit 5 home runs so far in the series. The 1-1 pitch is ball 2 outside. 2-1. Yankee third baseman Jerry Lumpy. Defensively in the series, the Braves infield has picked off 8 double plays. The Yankees infield has 3 double plays. Here's a ground ball in the right field, base hit. Jerry Lumpy pulls a ground ball between Felix Mantilla and Frank Torrey. Hit number 2 off Bob Buell. Brings up first baseman Harry Simpson, now the left-handed batter, who has had 1 hit. In 9 at-bats, he's hitting .111. Simpson has driven in 1 run in the series. Tall, lanky left-handed batter. Buell stretches and delivers. The pitch is low and outside. A ball. We're going to get action again in the bullpen, I believe, for Milwaukee. Bob has his sign. The right-hander fires. The pitch is too low, and it's ball 2. 2-0. 2-0 the count on Harry Simpson. Lumpy on first base and nobody out. Last half of the second, no score at Yankee Stadium. Game number 6 in the World Series. Buell's 2-0 pitch. A spike is called. It's on the outside corner, knee high. It's 2-1. Braves lead in the series. 3 victories to the Yankees 2. Ball 2 and a strike 1 count. Buell's next pitch is outside. Ball 3. Ball 3 and strike 1 on Simpson. Looks down to the third base coach, Frank Crosetti, to see if that hit sign is on. Crosetti going through a series of signs in the third base coaching box. Ernie Johnson is warming up for the Braves. 3-1 pitch for a swing and a high foul. The runner was going at first base. Lumpy puts on the brakes 3/4 of the way into the second base bag and then moves around back towards first. Simpson took a good cut but fouled the ball. It's ball 3 and strike 2. Casey Stengel has Charlie Keller coaching at first base. Ball 3 and strike 2. Watch Lumpy now. He leads off first. There he goes. The pitch is strike 3. The pike to second base going to be close. He is out at second base. Harry Simpson is called out on strikes. Jerry Lumpy is thrown out at second base. Del Rice to Johnny Logan as the Braves click off their 9th double play of the series. This one is scored at 2-6. Rice to Logan. That strikeout is number 4 for Buell. 2 men are out. The batter's second baseman Jerry Coleman, batting at .313 with 5 hits and 16 times at bat. Jerry has 1 double and 2 runs batted in. Looks at a fastball that's low and it's a ball. Ball 1 and no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on base. Buell's next pitch is outside, ball 2. Fred Haney is blessed with 2 very fine catchers in Del Crandall and Del Rice. Very accurate, strong throws into second base, and they have nipped a few Yankees trying to go into that bag. The 2-0 pitch, and a strike is called as Coleman fell away from the plate. He thought it was inside. Ball 2, strike 1. Jerry Coleman, right-handed batter. Bob Buell into the quick windup. Curve is high, and it's ball 3. Ball 3 and strike 1. Buell, when he's at his best, is keeping that curveball like any winning pitcher down around the knees. Here's that 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Coleman walks. And that is the second base on balls given up by Buell. Brings up the pitcher, Bob Turley. He was up at bat on Saturday one time. He's 0 for 1 in the series. Buell on Saturday afternoon, his first World Series starting assignment, went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 runs on 2 hits. He walked 2 and had no strikeouts. He now has struck out 4 Yankees in 1 2/3 innings. And a fastball is low to the right-handed batting Bob Turley. Ball 1, no strikes. The Yankees have Jerry Coleman on first base and 2 outs, no score in the second. Outfield playing a little bit around towards left for Bob Turley, who looks at ball 2 outside, 2-0. Del Rice is out talking to Buell, a very brief conversation. Many baseball fans have often wondered what that brief conversation consists of out there on the mound between the catcher and the pitcher. Here is a strike, and it's 2-1. That's what it was about, I think. Rice says, come on now, Bob, just cut away and try to get that ball over. He did. Right-handed batter, Bob Turley. A swing and a ground ball back to Buell. Stabs it, throws over to first base. Bentley tires the side on the second. No runs and 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man was left on base. At the end of the second inning, the score is Milwaukee 0, the Yankees 0. In the top half of the third inning for Milwaukee, Del Rice, Bob Buell, and Felix Mantilla will face the right-hander Bob Turley. Rice, who caught in Saturday's game at Milwaukee, had 1 hit and 3 times at bat, so he's hitting at .333. A right-handed batter who has a very definite hitch in his swing. And like most hitters, he is a guess hitter, and when he's guessing right with that hitch, he can hit a ball a country mile. Outfield playing around to the left. Rice is involved in his second World Series. His first was with the St. Louis Cardinals back in 1946. The first pitch swung on, a high foul back towards the screen. Comes Yogi Berra. He's on the run. Can he reach it? Nope, it's on the screen, and it's strike 1. Strike 1 count. The last time the Braves saw the Yankees before this World Series was down in Bradenton, Florida, the Braves spring training base. They played an exhibition game against New York, and Berra had trouble with a high pop foul like the one that just came back here on the screen, and the boys were kind of giving him the raspberries a little bit down in spring training. There's a swing and a high foul that's off to the right, and it's strike 2. It wasn't Berra's fault at all that day because a very strong wind was blowing all around Bradenton that afternoon and carrying those high fly balls and those high pop fouls way out of the reach of the players. But Bear likes to needle opposing players, and the boys like to take a chance to crack back at Yogi. 0-2 pitch. Strike three, a beautiful curveball. Bob Turley broke one up on the outside corner knee high, and Rice is called out on strikes. So these blazing fastballers, Turley and Buell, are registering the strikeouts today. That's the third strikeout for Turley. Buell has 4 strikeouts. Now here is Bob Buell, a right-handed batter. He tried switch hitting this year, going to the left side of the plate on a right-hander, but he has changed his mind about it. A strike is called. Like the average pitcher, he is not too good a hitter. There's a swing and a miss, and it's strike 2. I should say the average hitting pitcher. Strike 2 count on Bob Buell. The outfield playing around to the left as Bob Turley delivers, and it's too low, a ball. One man is out, nobody on base. There's no score in the third. On deck, it's leadoff man, second baseman Felix Mantilla. Ball 1 and strike 2. Turley fires, and strike 3. He is called out. So the strikeouts are even up at 4 apiece, as Buell is called out on strikes, and it brings up the second baseman, Felix Mantilla, who flied out to Tony Kubek in shallow center field in the first inning. Felix Mantilla. Here is the first pitch to Felix, and a swing of fly ball driven back in the right field. Going around to his right is Hank Bauer calling for it. He makes the catch. The Braves are 3 up and 3 down. Nothing across the board, and the score at the end of 2.5 innings. Milwaukee nothing, the Yankees nothing. The Yankees will lead off at the top of the batting order in the bottom of the third. Hank Bauer, Tony Kubek, and Enos Slaughter. Bauer went down swinging on a wide breaking curveball in the first inning. Right-handed batter. Bauer, before stepping in, glances down at third base coach Frank Crosetti. Here is Buell's first pitch, a swing and miss. As Hank cut around hard, it's strike 1. Strike 1 count. Bob Buell ready again, and the pitch is outside a ball, so it's even up at 1-1. Ball 1, strike 1. On Hank Bauer, Tony Kubek in the on-deck circle. As Bauer leads off, the pitch is just outside a ball. It's 2-1 on the Yankee right fielder. Ball 2 and a strike 1 count, and Buell thought he had that outside corner. Shakes his head as he reaches down for the rosin sack. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Bauer swings. It's a high fly ball to short left center field. Logan is backpedaling for this ball. He is calling for it. Makes the catch. And it went away. Johnny always gives the fans, if they follow his career closely, a tip-off when he has a high pop-up such as that into the outfield under control. He gives one good solid whack to his glove. Just before he makes the catch. That's 1 out. It brings up the center fielder, Tony Kubek, left-handed batter, and Tony takes the ball outside. Kubek struck out in the first inning. Ball 1 and no strikes. Bob Buell ready again, fires, and a swing, a ground ball hit to the second baseman's right. Up is Felix Mantilla, throws to first base. He is out. And that's 2 away, and that is the first ground ball hit to anybody else but the pitcher, Bob Buell. Felix Mantilla coming up with his first assist. The left fielder, Enos Slaughter, who walked in the first inning. Another southpaw swinger, takes the ball outside. Ball 1 and no strikes. Buell delivers, and it's ball 2 outside. Yogi Berra in the on-deck circle still has those shin guards on. But with 2 outs and nobody on base. Ball 2, no strikes. No score in the last half of the third inning. The pitch on the way, and a ball is low. It's 3-0. Bob Buell has issued 2 walks. 1 was to Slaughter in the first inning. He walked Jerry Coleman in the second. The windup and the 3-0 pitch. He gets that fastball in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1. Now Slaughter looking looking down at Frank Crosetti. Shelley hit her take. We'll see in a moment. 3-1 pitch. And ball 4. That's the third walk given up by Buell. So the situation is the same as it was in the first inning after he had gotten Bauer and Kubek out. He has walked Slaughter. Now here is Berra, who singled the right field in the first inning, putting runners on first and second base. Yogi up there for the second time with Slaughter on first base and 2 outs. Buell has his sign from Del Rice. Here's a swing and a long drive back in the right field. That is going. It is a home run. Well, baseball fans across the nation are wondering how long these Braves could stop Yogi Berra in that extra base hit department. He just hit a long home run on the right field seat, giving the Yankees a 2-0 lead. That's his first extra base hit and his first run batted in the series. A 2-run blast by Yogi Berra, and the Yankees lead the Braves 2-0. Here is shortstop Joe McDougal with 2 outs. Nobody on base. He takes a fast strike on the inside corner. Strike 1. Yankees 2, Milwaukee nothing in the last half of the third. Hit number 3 off Bob Buell. A swing and a ground ball. It's past the mound, and he is fast. He can't make the play. And that's going to be a base hit for Gil McDougal. A little roller past the mound. Buell could not come up with it. It went past the first base side of the mound. Mantilla racing in, tried to barehand the ball, but he couldn't come up with the ball. And that is hit number 4 off the pitching of Buell. Jerry Lumpy in the batter's box. 2 men are out. All this happening after 2 outs and nobody on base. Yogi Berra blasting a 2-run home run. Giving the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Berra, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, playing in his 53rd World Series game, has just established a new record. He was tied with Phil Rizzuto at 52 World Series games. Ernie Johnson says he's all ready. Bob Buell out of there now, working 2 2/3 innings, giving up 2 runs. 4 hits, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 1 wild pitch. And if these Yankee runners, or if that runner on second base scores, that run will be charged, or the runs will be charged to the record of Bob Buell. Left-handed batter Harry Simpson took a called third strike in the second. Runners lead off first and second base. Ernie Johnson, a slow, deliberate worker, fires strike 1. Johnson reaching down for the rosin sack. Strike 1 count on Harry Simpson. Now the tall right-hander Gene Conley goes to work in the bullpen for the Braves. Johnson has his sign, glancing back over the right shoulder, delivers as a swing and a miss, and it's strike 2. Slow breaking pitch. Ernie Johnson, when he's on, has one of the really tough palm balls in the National League. It's a slow breaking pitch. And he uses it frequently against a left-handed batter. He's out in front of Harry Simpson, strike 2. The pitch on the way, a swing and a foul that bounced up off the plate and struck against the bat of Simpson for the second time. Double foul, and it's a strike 2 count. Gene Conley, 6'8" right-hander, is warming up for Fred Haney. Just in case Johnson runs into trouble here in the last half of the third, runners on first and second base and 2 outs, and 2 Yankee runs have scored, as New York has taken a 2-0 lead in the last half of the third inning. Into the stretch. Ernie Johnson. The pitch to Simpson. A swing and miss. He struck him out to retire the side. That is strikeout number 1 for Ernie. In the last half of the third, the Yankees scored 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. 2 men were left on base. And at the end of the third inning, the score is the Yankees 2, Milwaukee nothing. First half of the fourth inning at Yankee Stadium. Johnny Logan, Eddie Matthews, and Henry Aaron will see what they can do now by getting these Braves back into the ball game. Somebody dumped a whole block of torn up papers out on the third base side, and Connie Ryan, the third base coach, looks like he's in a little bit of a snowstorm. Some fan on the third base upper deck has just dumped torn up papers on the third base side. They are floating down into the grandstand, and time is called. Blown out there, being picked up now by some members of the ground crew here at Yankee Stadium, also by umpire Frank Sikori, and now the third base umpire, Joe Paparella of the American League, is helping out. And Connie Ryan is picking up a few pieces of paper in his coaching box at third base. The wind, which is blowing out to right field, helped carry those leaflets or torn pieces of paper out into the field. All set to go. Here is Logan in the batter's box. Johnny struck out in the first inning. Braves trail 2-0, fourth. Shirley with a 2-run lead comes down with the first pitch, and it's picked one on the outside corner, knee high. Strike one count. Bob Shirley, who picked up 13 victories during the American League season, delivers outside a ball that's even up at 1-1. Ball one and strike one. Logan, Matthews, and Aaron to face Bob Turley in the fourth. The Braves have just one hit, a single to right field by Frank Torrey in the second. Here's a swing and a high foul with the catcher Yogi Berra coming back towards the stands. He's got room for this one. He makes the catch. Logan fouls out. Brings up third baseman Eddie Matthews. Eddie was thrown out by Turley in the first inning. One out and nobody on base. Yankee outfield moving around to the right. New York 2, Milwaukee nothing. Fourth inning of play. Turley's first pitch is a foul tip as Eddie tried to hold up on a low fastball. Creased off his bat, and it's a strike. Strike one. Turley taking his time, has the sign from Yogi Berra. Delivers the curve high, a ball that's even up at 1-1. Ball one and strike one. The Yankees have 2 runs on 4 hits. The Braves, no runs and 1 hit. Neither team has committed an error. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A swing and a ground ball. It is fouled down that first base line, 1-2. The home run by Yogi Berra with a man on base in the third was New York's 6th home run of the series, and the Yankees take the lead in that department 6-5. Ball one and strike two. Turley having a little trouble with the mound. Comes down sharply with his heel, kicking against the side of the rubber. Strike two on Eddie Matthews, a left-handed batter. The pitch is too low, ball two. Ball two and strike two. Bob Turley, the fastball right-hander who has discarded the windup, did it last year. And here's the 2-2 pitch. A swing and a drive to right center field. Going back to this ball is Bauer on the run. It is up there for extra bases. Matthews on his way into second base, and he is going in with a stand-up double. Ball bounced off the shoulder of Matthews on the throw-in from the outfield. And there's hit number 2 of Bob Turley as Eddie Matthews hits a long drive between Hank Bauer and Tony Kubek, bouncing to the wall. That's his second double of the series. His 4th base hit. And here is center fielder Henry Aaron, who was called out and strikes in the second. Aaron batting with a runner in scoring position on second base with 1 out. The Yankee outfield plays Aaron around to the right as Bob Turley goes into the stretch. Arms down, the pitch is swung on a hard hit ball to the second baseman. He's going to throw to first base. Aaron is out. Matthews moves over to third. Henry Aaron is thrown out by Jerry Coleman. on a hard-hit ground ball. And here is left fielder Wes Covington. Wes flied out to Tony Kubek in short left center field in the second. Bob Turley is in from the mound talking with umpire Jocko Conlon in front of the plate. The Braves, with their first scoring opportunity, have Matthews on third base. So it's up to Wes Covington as the Yankees lead 2-0. Bob Turley checks something with the first baseman, Harry Simpson. And Bob, with that deep breath again, has the sign. Here is the pitch to Wes, and a fastball is outside, ball one. On deck, it's first baseman Frank Torrey. Ball one and no strikes to count on the Braves left fielder, Covington, who is out of the batter's box picking up a handful of dirt. Steps back in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A swing and a high foul on the third base side that'll be out of play. Up into the upper deck, and it's even up at ball one and strike one. Strike one the count on Wes Covington. Eddie Matthews on third. Bob Turley bearing down. Checks with Yogi Berra. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball two. 2-1 on Covington. Tony Kubek is shading Wes a little bit towards left center field. Hank Bauer in right is very deep, playing in the shadows now. Ball two and a strike one count. The pitch on the way, a swing and a high foul. Third base side, going over is Jerry Lumpy. He's coming in now. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. Wes Covington fouls out, leaving a runner on third base. No runs and one hit, no errors. One man was left on base. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings. The Yankees 2. Milwaukee nothing. Jerry Coleman leads off for the Yankees in the last half of the fourth inning. He faces right-hander Ernie Johnson. Johnson, who came on for starter Bob Buell in the last half of the third. The ground crew at Yankee Stadium has cleaned up the territory and the foul territory on the third base side, picking up all those pieces of paper. One is left in the third base coaching box, and it's picked up by Frank Crosetti. It must be a leaflet. Frank is looking at it now, down around that hot corner. Jerry Coleman. Drew a walk in the second. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander, Ernie Johnson. Yankees 2, Milwaukee nothing in the last half of the fourth. Johnson has his sign. The outfield playing to the left. The pitch swung on and fouled. Back here. Up into the grandstand. It's a strike one count on Jerry Coleman. Jerry Coleman waiting now. Bat poised off the right shoulder. He was going to swing, held up on a breaking pitch. It's outside, a ball. Ball one and strike one. Yankees, in case you're just tuning in, just joining us, scored 2 runs in the last half of the third on a home run by Yogi Berra. The 1-1 pitch. And strike two is called. Sidearm fastball outside, corner knee high. Ball one, strike two. The next hitter will be the pitcher, Bob Turley. Hank Bauer, the leadoff man, is in the on-deck circle. 1-2 the count on Yankee second baseman Jerry Coleman, way outside with a sidearm pitch. Ball two and strike two. Ernie Johnson, who is a very slow, deliberate worker, into the slow rocking motion, brings up his left leg. The arm down is swung on, a high foul down that left field line. It's going to be into the crowd. Eddie Matthews and shortstop Johnny Logan racing over, but this one is about 7 rows up. And it's a ball two and a strike two count on Coleman. Johnny Cooks of the Yankees pitching staff is in the hospital with a temperature and the flu. Warren Spahn's temperature has returned to normal, but he is still out of uniform. He's at the hotel here in New York City. 2-2 pitch. Swung on a fly ball down the left field line. Cummings is on the run. He's still coming hard. Can he reach this one? Nope, it's in for the base hit. Jerry Coleman in the second base. Here's the throw, and he goes in standing. Jerry Coleman bloops one down that left field line just out of reach of Wes Covington. And that double is the second double in the series for Coleman. Puts a Yankee on second base with nobody out, and it brings up the pitcher, Bob Turley. Turley was thrown out by Buell in the second. A loping double down the left field line by Jerry Coleman, and a Yankee is on second base in scoring position, nobody out. And that is hit number 5 for the Yankees. Braves infield looking for a bunt. Here is a ball that's outside. Frank Torrey was way in the grass from his first base position. Braves figuring that Turley will try to get Coleman over to third base where he could score on a long fly ball or a base hit. Here is the pitch. He's hitting away. A swing and a miss, and it's even up at 1-1. Turley out of the batter's box now looks down at Frank Crosetti to see if Frank's going to come up with that bunt sign. Eddie Matthews watching Crosetti also. Torrey is in on the infield grass. Bob Turley, a right-handed batter, and a time is called as Turley steps out of the box. Jerry Coleman on second base takes the lead. Johnson delivers. The pitch is going to be bunted. He misses the ball, and they have the runner trapped with throw to third base, and they have Coleman on a run now between second and third. The throw goes into Logan, who is safe at second base. Jerry Coleman avoided the tag at second base. Boy, and he was a dead duck. Matthews ran him back too far that time, threw to Logan, who swept around to make the tag, but Coleman wasn't there. He had that foot on the, or rather the hand on the bag as he slid to the center field side of second base. And there was a big play to win astray for Milwaukee. And a break for the Yankees. It's ball 1 and strike 2 on Bob Turley. Yankees lead 2-0. The 1-2 pitch. He tries to bunt, fouls it off, and he's automatically out. Johnson receiving credit for a strikeout as Turley on a 1-2 pitch tried to sacrifice. Fouled it off. He is automatically out. So that is strikeout number 2 for Ernie Johnson. One man is out, and the batter right fielder Hank Bauer, who has struck out and popped out to the shortstop. Stretch. Ernie Johnson, right-handed batter. Bauer looks at strike 1 on the inside corner, knee high. Hank trying to extend his World Series hitting streak to 13 consecutive games. Outfield playing him deep and towards left field. Sidearm pitch, a swing on, missed, and that's strike 2, and boy, did he go around. Strike 2 count on Bauer. Have Jerry Coleman on second base with 1 out. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that is strikeout number 3 for Johnson. And as far as Ernie's concerned, the side should be out now. But Coleman avoided a tag out there at second base as he had run back too far towards the bag on a pick-off play. So there are only 2 outs. Runner still on second base, and the batter is the center fielder, Tony Kubek. Second time Bauer's gone down on strikes. And Milwaukee pitchers have chalked up 7 strikeouts in the ballgame, 4 by Buell and 3 by Johnson. The Yankees lead 2-0, and Kubek takes the ball outside. Tony has struck out, and he's been thrown off with the second baseman, Felix Mantilla. strikes. Johnson's next pitch is strike one on the outside corner knee high. Whitey Ford just moved out to the Yankee bullpen to join Sturdivant, Grimm, Ditmar, and Shantz. This is the really big game for the Yankees. They have to win this one. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A swing, a ground ball to the first baseman. The pitcher coming. Here's the toss to first base. He is out, and that retires the side. Torrey to Johnson. No runs and 1 hit. No errors, and 1 man was left on base. At the end of the 4th inning, the score is the Yankees 2, the Braves nothing. Frank Torrey leads off for Milwaukee, and the 4-inning totals here at Yankee Stadium. New York 2 runs, 5 hits and no errors. The Braves no runs, 2 hits and no errors. Torrey has one of the 2 hits off Bob Turley. He singled in the right field in the second. His base hit came with 2 outs and nobody on base. Here is the pitch to Frank, and a swing and a high foul is off to the left, out of play. Strike 1. Strike 1 count. Torrey, Hazel, and Rice will be the first 3 men to face Bob Turley. Bob has had excellent control today. He has not allowed a single walk. Delivers, and a strike 2 is on the inside corner knee high, which is a pretty good sign that Mr. Turley is on this afternoon. Outfield playing Torrey a little bit towards right field. 0-2 pitch, and a fastball is a little bit too high. Ball 1 at strike 2. Braves first baseman Frank Torrey. Yankees 2, Milwaukee nothing. Torrey leads off in the 5th. Turley's 1 and 2 pitch is outside, ball 2. Way outside. Ball 2 and strike 2. Fred Haney out on that Milwaukee bullpen has Gene Conley, Don McMahon, Taylor Phillips, and Bob Trowbridge. Ball 2, strike 2 count. Left-handed batter, the pitch to Torrey, and it's ball 3 outside. Just missed that outside corner. And that was a blazer. As the ball players would say, this guy can really hum that baseball. Ball 3 and strike 2. Turley ready again, fires away. A swing, a drive back in the right field. Going back towards the wall is Hank Bauer, and it is a home run. Frank Torrey, who had only 5 home runs during the regular National League season, just crashed his second World Series homer, and the score is New York 2, Milwaukee 1. That ball was well tagged to the left of the 344 mark. And here's the right fielder, Bob Hazel. Now the left-handed batter. That is hit number 3 off Turley. And the Braves have tied the Yankees in home runs in the series at 6 apiece. Hazel, a left-handed batter, takes a strike on the outside corner, belt high, and Bob did not like the call. Hazel fouled out to the catcher, Yogi Berra, in the second. Strike 1 count. Outfield playing around to the right. The pitch on the way, and a swing, a ground ball hit to the second baseman. Coleman waiting, picks it up, throws over to first base. Hazel is out of there, and it's 1 out. Brings up catcher Del Rice, who was called out on strikes in the 3rd. The Milwaukee Braves breaking into the scoring column here in the top half of the 5th inning on a home run by first baseman Frank Torrey. A right-handed batter. Turley is ready to go to work. The first pitch, curve swung on, a ground ball to deep third base, picked up by Lumpy. A long throw to first. Rice is out, and it's 2 away. 2 up and 2 down after the home run by Torrey, and here comes Ernie Johnson out of the dugout. Ernie isn't a bad hitter. Matter of fact, he had a couple of real clutch base hits during the regular Brave season in the National League, driving in some important runs to help his own cause. Got himself a home run this year, which is always a thrill to a pitcher, to anybody. There's a swing and a high foul that is back up into the upper deck. Strike one count. His home run came at the Polo Grounds here in New York City against the New York Giants. Johnson's up for the first time. With 2 outs and nobody on base. 1 run across the plate. The pitch swung on and fouled back against the facade and bouncing out towards home plate. Strike 2. Strike 2 count. Second baseman Felix Mantilla is on deck. Turley working, and he's way out in front of Johnson with a strike 2. The right-hander sets himself, and the pitch on the way, the curve, and it's strike 3. He is called out on that strikeout number 5 for Bob Turley. Milwaukee has 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. At the end of 4 1/2 innings, the score is New York 2 and Milwaukee 1. We go to the last half of the 5th inning. The Yankees are leading by a score of 2-1. And a gentleman who did a fine job setting up his 6th game of the 1957 World Series. From Cleveland, Ohio, Bob Neal.
Thank you very much, Earl, and hello, everybody. Plenty of excitement going as it has been all during the series. And the Yankees now moving in for their turn at bat in the last half of the 5th inning. And up there now is Enos Slaughter. Enos has walked twice. He came on to score when Yogi Berra hit his home run in the 3rd. Ernie Johnson out there on the mound, tall right-hander, delivers now to Slaughter, and he looks at a fastball, strike 1. The outfield for Milwaukee. Covington, Aaron, and Hazel all playing straight away. Here's the 1-strike delivery. Checks, and it's low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eddie Matthews in close at 3rd with the left-hand batter up. It's a high compliment to the kind of great pitching we've had today. Milwaukee outfield practically could have stayed home. There's a fastball in the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outside of fielding a few base hits, they have not had a chance. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming down to Slaughter. Swings, hits a bounce at the right side. The first baseman, Torrey's got it. Waves off the pitcher, steps on first, 1 out. So Enos Slaughter bounces out to Frank Torrey. And there's 1 away. And Yogi Berra, who has 2 hits and 2 times at bat today, his home run put the Yankees ahead 2-0. Braves coming back with a home run by Torrey to make it a 2-1 ball game. Yogi had to wait till the 6th game to get his first RBI, and he picked up 2 of them. The outfield pulls to the right for him. Right side of the infield backed up. Johnson ready. Delivers to him. A fastball, a swing and a miss for a strike. Whenever you get hard-throwing right-hand pitchers throwing against left-handers, you're going to see some home runs. There's a swing and a foul coming back in the stands, and it's 2 strikes. Especially if those right-handers have a little trouble keeping that ball where they want it. Bob Buell gave Berra a fastball, or it might have been a slider, but he pitched him inside. And Yogi planted it out there in Yogi land, out in that short right field area. Johnson looking in for the sign and the windup. And a double windup, and the 2-strike pitch comes down to Berra. Swing and a line shot down to first base line. Down to 1 knee is Torrey, waves off Johnson, steps on first. Berra's out number 2. So we have 2 away in the Yankee half of the 5th inning, and Gil McDougall is up there, has a single and 2 times at bat. Gil struck out in the 1st inning, singled in the 3rd. Folks flying some kites around here. One of them is just over the infield now. There's a curveball low and outside for ball 1. Straight away. Left side of the infield backed up. New York 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Milwaukee 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Johnson ready. Draws a beat on the plate as he fires the 1-ball pitch outside, ball 2. 2-0. Game number 6, and the Yankees with their backs smack dab against the wall. The Braves lead 3 games to 2. They need 1 to wrap it up. The Yankees fighting to hang on, to keep it moving. Johnson ready now with a 2-ball delivery. Makes it to McDougall. Swings, misses. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Gil, when he came up to the Yankees, had a unusual batting stance where he held the bat cocked back in a way, sort of like a whip. He's modified it a little. 2-1 delivery. Here's a curve for a strike. 2-2. So Ernie Johnson, who who's tall of stature and who's got the strong right arm and the great heart. It goes with the fine pitchers out there with the 2-2 count and 2 out. Nobody on for the Yankees. New York leading 2-1. He's ready to work, and the 2-2 pitch comes down. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So that is the fourth strikeout recorded by Johnson. And in the fifth inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for New York at the end of 5. It is Yankees 2 and Milwaukee 1. Top of the sixth inning now for the Milwaukee Braves. Felix the Cat Mantilla, who is playing second base in place of the injured Red Sheenings, right-hand batter. Mantilla has flied to center, has flied to right field. Bob Turley has given up to Milwaukee only 3 hits, a home run, a double, and a single. He has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 5. He comes down with a fastball that's inside, sailing, ball 1. Turley has a great many of the mannerisms that Bob Feller used to have. Resembles him physically, a little taller than Bob. Here's the 1-ball pitch, swung on, a bounce to the left side. Moving in is Gil McDougall, and he makes the throw, and he's got him. Very close. Mantilla can really go down that line, and he can really put on those brakes. So there's 1 out as Gil McDougall fields that ball and throws over to Simpson. Bob Turley working in the 6th inning, protecting the narrowest of margins. Yankees 2, Milwaukee 1. Up now is Johnny Logan. Logan has only been on 1 time against Turley's pitching in the entire series. That was a base on balls. Here's the pitch to Turley by Turley. A little looper that Jerry Coleman moves in and grabs for the out. Little pop-up looper hit off the handle of his bat, and he pops it to Coleman at second. 2 out. Very quickly, Turley gets 2 men of the Braves in the 6th inning. And the fact now here in Yankee Stadium, which is true anywhere, but perhaps more so here because the sun sinking over the edge of this high building casts a shadow over the mound. And Turley's right arm now, when it comes down to that plate, when it gets to about his shoulder, goes into the shadows, and it makes it more difficult for a batter to pick it up. Eddie Matthews is in there, has a double and 2 times at bat. Left-hand batter, and the delivery to him is a curveball too low. Ball 1. Eddie is using a Joe Adcock model, and the folks who make bats are trying to convince him he ought to use a very small barrel bat. Outside for ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Matthews standing out there. Turley, who has not walked a batter, giving signs that he might walk one here. Outfield's pulled around to the right. Big hole open in left center field. Gil McDougall is shaded back of second almost. He's about 5 steps on the third base side of second. Coleman deep at second base. There's a swing and a miss on a slider that just cut the outside corner. So Matthews stands out there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Yankees leading 2-1. We're in the top of the 6th inning, Yankee Stadium. Turley blowing on his pitching hand, looking into Yogi Berra, gets the sign. Breeze is blowing almost in now from left field. There's a fastball inside, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike. And the fans begin to buzz. Yankees lead 2-1. Eddie Matthews up there with 2 out. The Yankees got their 2 runs with 2 out in the 3rd inning, when Buell walked Slaughter and Berra blasted 1. Turley looks for the sign. 3-1 pitch. Matthews checks his swing, gets a fastball over the inside corner at the belt. Strike 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Bob Turley, who used to be the wild man of the American League, who went to the modified no wind-up bit and who has done very well, is ready with the payoff pitch to Matthews. Coming down, swings a ground ball, slow roll to the right side. Coleman up with it, shoots it over to Simpson. He's out. In the 6th inning, the Braves get down a 1-2-3 order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. At the end of 5 1/2, score is New York 2, Milwaukee 1. Last half of the 6th inning, 6th game of the World Series, and Jerry Lumpy, the left-hand batting third baseman for New York, who has singled and who's walked, is out there to try his luck against Ernie Johnson. Johnson came on in the 3rd, has worked 2 1/3 innings. And has struck out 4. Bob Buell, who started, struck out 4. Swings and hits a bouncer down the first baseline, foul. Frank Torrey was over to field it, but the umpire at first base, Bill McKinley, watching that line very carefully, motioned instantly foul. Nestor Mr. Shylock of the American League is out along the right field line. His specific job is to watch for balls that are hit into the stands that are close to being foul. Down the left field line is Frank Sikori of the National League, who has the same duty. All right, here's the one-strike pitch coming down by Johnson. A fastball too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield is straight away for the Braves. Matthews in close to the left-hand batter. Mantilla, the second baseman, and Torrey, the first baseman, backed up. The windup, 1-1 pitch, is too low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Breaking ball delivered by Johnson. So Ernie Johnson, wearing number 32, has come on to try and help out the Milwaukee Braves and their hopes and ambitions to take this banner back to Milwaukee tonight, trying to hold these Yankees. Here's the pitch. A swing and a bouncer off his pitching hand. Coming in fast is Logan. Throws to first, and he's out on a beautiful play. And that'll have to be scored 1-6-3. Johnson threw up his pitching hand, slowed the ball down a little, deflected it perfectly to Logan, who then fired across in a fine stretch by Torrey. And the play goes from the pitcher Johnson to the shortstop Logan to the first baseman Torrey. 1-6-3 if you happen to score along. Harry Simpson's up there. Simpson has, perhaps in the minds of manager Casey Stengel, not been the big man with the bat that he had hoped he would be. Swings on this one, fouls it off. Harry struck out twice in the second and third innings. Day before yesterday, last game in Milwaukee, game number 5, he struck out, bounced into a double play, and bounced the shortstop. Johnson with the 1-strike pitch is ready, and he delivers to him. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Harry Simpson, who went from Kansas City to the Yankees late in the season, standing in there, steps out as he figured that Johnson was about to pitch to him before he was ready. Ernie is set to go. The 1-1 delivery to Simpson. A fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike. Breeze blowing from left center field in towards right field. Shadow has now reached out beyond the mound. 2-1 pitch to Simpson. Takes a strike. Fastball right down the middle. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like he might be guessing a little. And now Johnson will try to fool him. All right, here's the windup, and the 2-2 pitch comes down. Swung on. A line drive hit out in the left center field deep. Hank Aaron moves over to his right. He's under it, takes it. So Simpson gets a hold of a fly ball, hits it to the outfield, and that's the first catch made by a Milwaukee outfielder so far in this ball game today. Johnson, Ernest Thorwald Johnson, if you will, who comes from Brattleboro, Vermont, is 6'4", 205 pounds, likes to fish, likes to golf. He's been with Milwaukee for a long time, moved with them when they moved from Boston. Pitched to Jerry Coleman outside, ball 1. Started in 1942 with Hartford, spent 3 years in the military. And he's trying to usher all of the military strength he can right now. Comes down, there's a bouncer right back to him. He's got it, he lets Coleman run, he tosses to first, he's out. In the 6th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 6, it's New York 2, Milwaukee 1. We have a change now in the Yankee lineup. Joe Collins has come in to play first base. So if you're scoring along with us, Joe Collins will bat in Harry Simpson's spot, number 7, and he's now playing first base. It is the top of the 7th inning. Hank Aaron, who has struck out, bounced out second and first, is in their right-hand batter. And the outfield shade around to the opposite side. Takes a fastball high and inside, ball 1. The outfield moved around with Kubek in right center. They're giving Aaron all of left center field. Slaughter's deep in left. Bob Turley defending a 2-1 lead. Looks into Yogi Berra. Pitches now with a fastball outside, ball 2. A 2-ball count. Aaron takes a look down to Connie Ryan, coaching at third, to see whether he swings away or whether he takes. And Yogi Berra would like to know what that sign means, because he's going to be calling this next pitch. Aaron prior to today had 8 hits and 19 times at bat. Top batter for the Braves. Takes a fastball for a strike. So the take was on. Aaron, number 44. Again, takes a little flash down to Ryan. 2 balls, 1 strike. Turley looking in. Delivers a fastball inside. Ball 3. Bobby Shands, the left-hander, is working in the Yankee bullpen. Turley with a 3-1 count. Comes down and delivers a fastball. Hit deep in the left field. In the slaughter going back. That ball is carrying, and it is a home run. Has just hit his 3rd World Series home run. Gives him 6 big RBIs. And he continues to belt that potato, and the score's all tied up. Yankees have 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The Milwaukee Braves 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors. And Bob Turley gives up the big blast to Henry Aaron, who hits it into the bullpen area, way out there in left center field, about 410 feet away. Batter now, the left hand swinging Wes Covington. Pitch to him. Swings, hits a bounce to the right side. Collins has it. Tosses underhand to Turley. Coming across, steps on first, and he's out. Covington tried to throw a slide into first. He's out anyway. Good play by Joe Collins, and a fine play by the pitcher, Bob Turley, coming over to cover, and Covington giving it everything he's got. Trying to throw that slide, pick up that extra inch, get to that bag before the ball. 1 out. Score all tied up. Brand new ball game here in the 6th game of the World Series. 2-2. Turley, who enjoyed a 2-0 lead after 3 innings, who found it 2-1 in the end of 5, is now back in a tie ball game. Inside fastball to Frank Torrey. Gets away from Yogi Berra. Ball 1. No harm, nobody on. The outfield has Hank Bauer deep in right field. Torrey hit a home run in the 5th inning near the Yankee bullpen. The Yankees, having no place to go if they lose this one today, have the bullpen working full force. 1 ball pitch. Slider is low and inside, ball 2. Early in the regular season, started 23 games, completed only 9. Art Ditmar goes to work along with the rest of the boys working out there for New York. Shaded around in right center, Tony Kubek. Coleman back at second. The pitch. Fastball, strike call. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kites that's being thrown out there is about to come to earth out there in the bleachers. Being pulled in by Bleacherite. Here's the next pitch. A swing and a smash right back at Turley. Stuck his glove up and it stayed in his glove. Oh, man. For a moment, that brought back some memories I'd rather forget. The night that Herb Score delivered and Gil McDougall swung and hit Score over the eye. This ball went back like a shot, and Turley, who was bent over and who had finished with his glove high, just to the left of his face, that ball went sizzling right back out there and stuck in the glove. So Torrey lines to the pitcher, Turley. 2 out. And up there now is Bob Hazel. Checks his swing on a fastball outside low, ball 1. Oh, that was a line drive right back out there at him. Turley heaves a big sigh. And those pitchers say they ought to move that pitcher's mound back another 20 feet. Curveball, sweeps low and outside, ball 2. That ball comes off that bat about twice the speed that it comes up there, even with a man who throws those darts like Bob Turley does. 2 balls a count. Left-hand batter, Hazel, waiting. The pitch is high and inside, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. As it gets the outside corner, 2-1. A lot of stuff in that ball as Turley came down there through with it, and it really hummed. Sitting where we are, back at the plate, you can see the ball breaking. That ball really took off. 2-1 pitch. Fastball just inside, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike now with 2 out. The outfield with Tony Kubek in right center. Enos Slaughter's over in left center. The pitch swings and misses. Strike 2. For Before the game today, the fans were entertained by the 47th Infantry Band with Patrick J. Austin conducting. And then just prior to the game, the 69th Regiment Band. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Then 2 out, and the pitch comes down. The swing and a drive deep into center field. Going back is Kubek. Stops, looks up into the sky, moves back. He's got it. So in the 7th inning, for the Milwaukee Braves, 1 run on Henry Aaron's home run. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 6 and a half innings, sidearm fastball over the outside corner, strike 2. The attendance for this, the 6th game of the World Series, 61,408. Total attendance, 333,000. There's a bunt attempt, and he fouls it off. And Turley thought he still had one coming. He moved back into the right-hand batter's box, but he bunts foul on the 3rd strike, and that's all. So for the 2nd time, Bob Turley is charged as a strikeout for bunting on a 3rd strike, bunting foul. Turley apparently thought the count was 1-1, that Johnson had poured the first 2 pitches right over. Bob Turley walks over to the Yankee dugout. 5 strikeouts by Johnson. Hank Bauer, the batter. They pitch to Hank. It's swung on, a ground ball foul. Hit down by the left field line. It curves foul over by the stands. Retrieved by Covington. It goes into Frankie Crissetti. Braves pitchers this afternoon have recorded 9 strikeouts. 4 for Bob Buell, 5 for Johnson. Pitch now to Bauer, a curveball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hank Bauer has struck out twice today, popped to the shortstop. Struck out once in Sunday's game. Pitch, he swings and misses. No, he says he didn't swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hank pulled up his swing just in time. Umpire Jock O'Connell, looking down, says he did not swing. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bauer, with a strong wrist, can hold that bat up. Used to be a steam fitter in the off-season. Outfield around the left. Here's Johnson's delivery in the 2-1. A swing and a sliced foul going off the facing and dropping downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We're all tied up here at Yankee Stadium. New York 2, Milwaukee 2, 5 hits for the Yankees, 4 for the Braves. 2 of the 4 hits for Milwaukee home runs. Pitch to Bauer, sidearm, drive deep in the left field. That ball is going into the stand for a home run. Hit the foul pole out there, bounced back on the playing field. So it's a home run. Hit that white facing on the fair side of the foul pole in left field. Hank Bauer hit a line drive that was never more than about 40 feet off the ground, that hit the screen on the fair side of the foul pole, and it bounced back out on the playing field, but under the ground rules, if it hits that screen, which is there as an aid to the umpires, it is a home run. So the Yankees break out ahead 3-2. And there's a bunt attempt by the center fielder, Kubek, fouled off. So Bauer's line drive off the foul pole, off the screening out there in left field for a home run. Here's the 1-strike pitch by Johnson. Comes down, swung on, sliced foul, coming back in the stands, out of play. Johnson has given up only 2 hits. First run off of him, and he had retired. In a row when Bauer stroked his home run. Pitch is popped up to the right side. Moving back out in the short right field is Mantilla, the second baseman. Drifting back. Still moving back. He's under and takes it. So Kubek pops to Mantilla. And in the 7th inning, the Yankees now have Enos Slaughter coming up. Nobody on. 2 out. And Hank Bauer keeps his record intact of hitting in 13 straight series games. A swing and a miss by Country on a sharp breaking slider. Frank Schulde, of the Cubs back in 1906, had hit in 12 straight games. The report is that from the Observers out along the left field line as that ball hit that screen on the foul pole about 12 or 15 feet up. They went out there as a line drive. Here's the two-strike pitch to Slaughter. Outside and low for ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the fastball. Breeze freshening up a little, blowing out towards the right field line. Yankees 3, Milwaukee 2. Yankees with 6 hits, the Braves with 4. This has been a battle of home runs. There's a swing on a curve, and he fouls it back. All of the runs that have been scored this afternoon have come as a result of home runs. The 2 for the Braves, home runs by Torrey and Aaron. The 3 runs by the Yankees, 2 of them coming on Yogi Berra's home run in the 3rd. And the lead run by Hank Bauer's home run here in the 7th. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curve is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing straight away. Ernie Johnson looking in to his catcher, Del Rice. 2-2 delivery. Swung on, a bounce to the right side, grabbed by Torrey, waves off the pitcher, steps on first, and that's all for Slaughter. Top of the 8th inning now for the Milwaukee Braves. Del Rice, the catcher's up there. He's been called out on strikes. He bounced out third to first. The outfield is straight away for him as Bob Curley is up there and throwing, and the pitch comes down. A fastball, a swing and a miss, strike 1. Curley has given up 4 hits, 2 home runs, a double and a single. He has struck out 5, and he has not walked a batter. He looks into Yogi Berra. Here's the windup pitch on the way to Rice. The fastball is just outside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Curley is really pumping that ball. It's dancing, and it's coming in there. He's ready. Fires on the 1-1. A swing and a miss. Strike 2. Ball popped out of Yogi Berra's mitt. Breeze blowing across from left to right. Temperature is in the low 70s. Long shadows now have reached across the infield, have gone beyond the mound, so that the batter and the pitcher are both in the shadows. 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. Del Rice goes down swinging in the 8th inning. Strikeout number 6 for Bob Curley. Ernie Johnson, the pitcher, is due up there, but we're going to have a pinch hitter, and it looks like Carl Sawatsky. Carl Sawatsky moves in there as a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Ernie Johnson. Sawatsky, a left-hand batter, is from Little Rock, Arkansas. Weighs 219 pounds, 5'11", swings over a fastball, misses, strike 1. Carl is very solidly built. He's 30 years old, or will be this November. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Carl Sawatsky batting for the pitcher, Ernie Johnson. Next pitch, a foul back. Del Rice, the catcher, was the first man up here in the 8th inning, and he struck out. Carl Sawatsky is up there now batting for the pitcher, Ernie Johnson. 1 away in the 8th inning, Yankees leading 3-2. Bob Turley working out there on the mound is ready now. The 1-2 pitch on the way. A curveball, strike 3 ball. 7 strikeouts for the flamethrower, who is working his curveball very effectively. And in there now is Felix Mantilla, second baseman. He has hit a fly ball to center field, flied out to right, bounced out short to first. Close stance, stands deep in the right-hand batter's box. Outfield straight away. In close at third is Jerry Lumpy. Pitch is swung on. Strike 1. Fastball over the outside corner. Mantilla swinging, didn't get it. Bob Turley working quickly, delivers now, gets the fastball just outside. 1-1. Third baseman for New York, Jerry Lumpy, in close at third, has had only one chance. That was a bouncer by Rice in the fifth inning. Shortstop Gil McDougall has had only one chance. Grounder by Mantilla in the sixth. Here's the windup 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball just inside. 2 balls and a strike. The Braves bullpen has Taylor Phillips, Gene Conley, working quickly. Whitey Ford, Don Larson, and Ditmar are all working. Larson, if the Yankees win today, will undoubtedly go tomorrow. Outfield straight away. 2 out, top of the 8th. The 2-1 pitch comes down. A swing and a foul off the chest protector of umpire Jocko Conlon. So it's 2-2 now as Bob Turley, wearing number 19, who last year worked a 10-inning affair, which he lost 1-0 in the 6th game. Looks in now again, takes that big sigh. 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch is just outside, ball 3 with a fastball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Umpire Jocko Conlon leaning over the catcher Yogi Berra, taking a very good sighting at that ball. There hasn't even been an eyebrow lifted by these players on the decisions by these umpires. Indicates the great capability. Payoff pitch. Too high, ball 4. Turley walks his first batter. And Felix Mantilla in the 8th inning draws a walk. He is a dangerous base runner, has great speed. And here's Johnny Logan. Struck out in the 1st inning, foul to the catcher in the 4th, popped to the second baseman in the 6th. Jerry Coleman comes in to have a talk with Turley. And the excitement here in Yankee Stadium is building every moment. And some 61,000 of them jammed in here watching now as the Yankees try to protect that 3-2 lead. Turley ready, stretches, looks to first, and he's ready now with the pitch. Comes down to Logan. Fastball outside, ball 1. Turley has had the stretch only 2 times today. Once in the 2nd inning when Torrey got on with the single with 2 out. Turley got Hazel. And with Matthews on second in the 4th inning, he did to get Aaron. Then he went to the full windup against Covington. Looks to first. Mantilla leads away. Throw to first. First throw that Turley has made to first base today. Joe Collins, who came on in the 7th inning to replace Harry Simpson. Turley's got a good move over there as right-handers go. Ready, looks to first in the 1-ball pitch. Fastball inside, ball 2. And now with the Baltimore Orioles, he still has great motion over there to first. Herb Score of the Indians, Billy Pierce, and Whitey Ford. And if you want to see some, watch that Ford and Shan. 2-0 now as Turley in a little jam looks to first and delivers. Logan swings and pops it up into short left field. Going out there is Gil McDougall, shading his eyes. The sun is bright. Back it up. He's got it. 8th inning for the Braves. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. At the end of 7.5 innings of play, the score is New York 3, Milwaukee 2. Last half of the 8th inning for the New York Yankees. We're going to have a new pitcher for the Milwaukee Braves. Don McMahon, who, like his 2 predecessors, Buell and Johnson, and really fire that ball, is coming on here in the 8th inning. The man has worked. He's been in 2 games as a reliever, worked 4 innings, given up only 2 hits. He's walked 3 men and struck out 5. And, of course, his earned run average is a 0.00. So the Yankees leading 3-2 come up for their wraps here in the last half of the 8th, hopeful of increasing their lead. And then faced with the necessity of keeping the Braves at bay in the top of the 9th. McMahon came on in the 7th inning of the first game. And he's out there, and the first man he's going to face will be Yogi Berra. First pitch, strike. Johnson worked 4 in the third inning. Gave up only 2 hits. Did not walk a batter. Berra swings and he fouls it off. 2 strikes. Foul tipped it into the catcher's mitt, as a matter of fact. All right. 2 strikes now to Yogi. Pitch is outside with a fastball, 1 and 2. Berra has 2 hits and 3 times at bat. His 2-run home run in the third inning gave the Yankees a 2-0 lead. His single in the first inning went for naught as he died at second. There's a swing and a fly ball hit into short left field near the stands. It's dropping. Out of play. Yogi, who perhaps is best remembered for many things in World Series competition, has been on the end of a couple of great catches won by Sandy Ambrose when Yogi hit one down the left field line. Yogi knows that right-hand pitchers are going to pitch him outside, and he tries to hit down that left field line. Wind up 1-2 pitch. He swings and fouls it off. Outfield for Milwaukee is giving Berra all of left center field. They have Hank Aaron pulled over in right center. Mantilla back on the edge of the outfield grass at second, and Frank Torrey, the first baseman, back on the edge of the grass at first. 3-2, Yankees lead. Pitch to Berra, swings and fouls it back. One ball and 2 strikes now to Yogi. John McMahon working out there, looking in. Starts the windup. Pitch to Berra, swung on, sliced foul. Yogi's having himself a ball here as he distributes a few souvenirs. Number 8, Yogi Berra, pumping that bat. McMahon looking in for the sign, reads it, starts the windup, 1-2 delivery, swung on, grounder hit down at third baseline, and it's going to be a fair ball, and it's bouncing over to Covington. There's Berra going for 2. Covington bobbles the ball for a moment, fires into second. Berra's got a double. Yogi Berra, who did not have an extra base hit in the series going into today's game, now has 2 of them. And he pulls off that inside the line thing where the pitchers try to get that ball in the outside corner. Yogi doesn't take that full lash. He just brings the bat around almost 3/4 and then stops. And he worked it just as fine as you could. Drew a bead on it, got it inside the line. Gil McDougall's up there, the infield drawn in for the Braves. Matthews in close at third. They're looking for a bunt. McDougall drops one along the first baseline. Coming down, the pitcher has to go to first. Throws, he's out. So McDougall sacrifices Berra to third. The play goes 1-4 from the pitcher, John McMahon, to the second baseman, Mantilla, covering first. And Berra is on at third, 1 out. Gene Conley starts to go to work in the Milwaukee bullpen. Yankees leading 3-2, and Casey Stengel trying to get the man over to third, where perhaps a fly ball or a base hit will bring him home. Jerry Lumpy, left-hand batter, who has had most of his base hits in the series off left-hand pitching, has 1 hit today and 2 times at bat. Hit a smash deflected by Johnson in the 6th inning that Logan grabbed and threw him out. Singled off Bob Buell in the 2nd, but went out as part of a double play when Simpson, who was then at first base, struck out. Infield is drawn in to try and cut the run off at the plate if he hits a bouncing ball that they can field. They're all in on the edge of the infield grass. The pitch comes to say fastball. It pops out of Rice's mitt, but not far enough for Berra to come in. Dal Rice pouncing on that ball, making sure that Berra did not come in. Outside, ball 2. Eddie Matthews backs up a little to make sure that Berra does not get a break away from third in the event that Lumpy tries to squeeze him in. Matthews playing 1 step away from third. Now moves in. Here's the pitch coming, and it's inside for ball 3. So McMahon, concentrating on keeping his eye on Berra, has lost his sight on the plate now as he works the count to 3-0. Frankie Crosetti, the big man, calling the signs. 3-0 pitch. He swings and misses as McMahon pours that fastball through there. It's great pitching by this right-hander from Milwaukee. Taylor Phillips working in the bullpen for the Braves. Johnny Logan motioning to Wes Covington to move in. 3-2, Yankees lead. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count. We're in the last of the 8th. The pitch swung on. Fly ball hitting the left field. And coming over for it near the line is Covington. Reaches by the stands. He grabs it, and here comes Barra. The throw is coming in. It's going to be close. High throw. Slides it out. So in the 8th inning, the Milwaukee Braves with some fine defensive play by Covington, who makes a perfect throw to the plate. Behind the Yankees, Yogi Berra sliding, and the throw high, but the tag made by Del Rice. And in the 8th inning, no runs for the Yankees. 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. And at the end of 8 innings, the score, New York Yankees 3, the Milwaukee Braves 2. Yogi Berra has been haunted through most of this series by Wes Covington. And, of course, Gil McDougall also remembers Mr. Covington's spectacular grab of his bid for a home run in Milwaukee. But in the 8th inning, with the Yankees having a runner at third and only 1 man out, and Lumpy hitting a fly ball near the break of the stands in left field, Covington not only caught the ball, but made a perfect throw into the plate to get Barra. So we move to the top of the 9th inning. Yankees lead 3-2, and up there is Eddie Matthews. Pitch to him, fastball, outside ball 1. Braves have Matthews, a left-hand batter, Aaron, a right-hand batter, and Covington, a left-hand batter. All 3 men are capable of hitting the long ball. A pitch to Matthews, a fastball 2, high ball 2. Aaron has hit one of the 2 home runs hit by the Braves. Coleman and Barra now get together as they have a visit with Bob Turley to remind him that they are within 3 outs of a victory. And I presume that the thoughts of Bob Turley out there are a reflection back to the thoughts of Warren Spahn, who had himself within the grasp of an easy victory, and then found in the 9th inning that things could suddenly change so quickly. Bob Turley, with a 2-ball count, has walked only 1 batter. He looks in now. The outfield pulled around to the right and deep, and the pitch comes down to Matthews. Outside ball 3. Plenty of bullpen activity for New York and for Milwaukee. Collins drifts back at first, playing deep. Coleman deep at second. Matthews looks down. 3-0 pitch is inside ball 4. So Matthews opens the 9th for Milwaukee with a base on balls. That is the second walk given up by Turley. Yogi Berra goes out towards the mound to have a chat. And Hank Aaron, who has spoken rather eloquently with a home run in 3 times at bat, now has a visit with third base coach Connie Ryan. Halfway, they're standing just to the left of the Pungo circle. And Aaron has got his instructions, and it may be that they're asking him to go up there and bunt. Or, with Matthews, who can run, they may be going with a hit and run. Or, they may be having Hank Aaron up there to try and belt one out of the park. We shall all know in a moment. The outfield is moved around to the right. Matthews leads away. The check by Turley, and the pitch comes down. He swings on his fastball, and he fouls it back right down in front of us. So Aaron again now checks with third base coach Connie Ryan to see whether the same thing is on. Matthews being held close at first by Joe Collins. Lumpy is guarding that foul line at third. Turley looking into Yogi Berra. Gets the sign. 1 strike pitch. The check of the runner, and the pitch is on the way. A curveball, strike 2 over the outside corner. So Bob Turley working very cautiously now with the narrowest of margins. 3-2, the Yankees leading. The Yankees have 7 hits, the Braves have 4. Aaron decides he'd like a little rosin. Now the burden is on Hank Aaron. He's got to protect that plate with a 2-strike count. Matthews jumps off to a lead. Collins holds against the runner. Turley looks over there, delivers a fastball, strike 3. Eddie Matthews, the Yankees leading 3-2. Their backs to the walls here in Yankee Stadium. Wes Covington, left-hand batter, is up there. Curley looks to first, delivers a fastball, strike one call. Yankee rooters are tense. They're excited and they're nervous. Brave fans are ever hopeful. And the outfield for New York is full to the right. Look to first as Matthews edges away, and the pitch comes down to Covington. A curve for strike two. So Bob Charlie, who can make that fastball look like the top of a ping pong ball as he pumps it through there, has now gone to his curve. And he has set Wes Covington up with two curveballs and a two-strike count. Covington stands deep, bends over at the waist. Matthews, the base runner, at first. We're in the top of the ninth inning. Yankees 3, Braves 2. Curley looks to first, delivers a fastball, a bouncer right back to Curley. Throws to McDougald for one, a throw to first, double play, and the game's over. 1-6-3. Bob Curley being congratulated as the New York Yankees, who were faced with win or out, have come up with a victory. And in the ninth inning for Milwaukee, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. The final score reached New York Yankees 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Milwaukee 2 runs on 4 hits and no errors.